Alright, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of the Return to the SWF. We are here for the first week of May 2020. It's been about a few weeks since I've last since I've last recorded this save. And normally that's not important, especially when I do bulk recordings and I'm able to consistently upload. It doesn't always work out like that. The reason I'm bringing that up is because I had in my notes here, so I finished the last episode on Tuesday, week 4 of April, and I simulated up to Monday, week 1 of May, and the only note that I left for myself was TCW is rising, and I am confused as to how they are gaining fans. So, I looked for any news reports, and that's what I got. I'm assuming that meant they rised from, medium to big size, because I think they were at medium. That's at least all I can guess. I have no idea what else that could mean. I think I was looking at, Doc Hammond main events, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? More people are watching this? So, yeah, that's what's going on in the game world. Or it was going to be an uneventful week until today, where Burning Hammer not only stole William Haynes and Frankie D just out of the blue, Danger Kumasaka just fucking dies. He just passes away. No reason. 66 years old, just fucking dies. Yeah. So on tonight's episode of Supreme TV, it's 6 matches. I normally hit 5 matches. We're going with 6 because we have qualifyings tonight at the pay-per-view. We will have a number 1 contenders match for the SWF World Championship, where the winner of this 6-pack challenge, 6-man match, whatever you want to call it, the winner will face either the Crippler, Scythe, Rocky Golden, Steve Freely, or Randy Unleashed on the next Supreme TV. So on May week 3. They will challenge the winner of this 6-man, so it could be any of these 12 guys. Any of these 12 guys could challenge whoever the champion is coming out of Master of Puppets on the April week 3. So the fallout show of the pay-per-view, we will have a SWF World Championship match. So the matches tonight, we have Finn Bruiser versus Hollywood Bret Starr. Finn has kind of been hot and cold lately, currently feuding with the Big Money Boys, but SWF management still believes he could be. He's had some massive wins, and his losses have been very close. So SWF management's like, all right, here's a big test for you, Hollywood Bret Starr, who has kind of not been so hot recently, losing to Rocky Golden, losing, I believe, at the pay-per-view to someone, James Prudence, who has been not doing too well this year, but he is a mid-card. He's been in the mid-card for a while, so, maybe, you get this win, get your momentum back, and you're going to be going up against a guy that you kind of resemble, in a way, with Jimmy Hernandez. Very similar characters, so they're going to be going at it. John Greed, who is the sidekick to Scythe, who has been wrecking havoc so far this year on the SWF, versus Joey Morgan, who has been trying to do the opposite of wrecking havoc. We have the debut of this new luchador that I have found, this new gen called Leon De Oro, which I believe means Golden Lion. So yeah, we have the debut of the Golden Lion. Who knows how good he'll be? And so we're going to put him against Primus Allen. That can't go wrong at all. Robbie Wright, who, he's been there. He's going to take on Angry Gilmore. SWF management just wanted Angry Gilmore in the match at the pay-per-view, I think. Robbie could win, shock the world. That's what they're thinking. Yep, shock the world, Robbie Wright. And in our main event, Valiant, who has been teaming alongside Rocky Golden in a fight against Scythe and John Greed, sometimes successfully, sometimes unsuccessfully. He has been a major player for the company this year, but another major player, breakout star so far, the current Everything to Gain contract holder, Adam Smasher, who has been doing incredible promos, who has been on a hot streak as of late. I think his first loss of the year actually coming to Lenny Brown at The World Is Watching, where he failed to capture the North American Championship. So yeah, all that and more on tonight's episode of Supreme TV. Let's get into it. We have a couple of pre-show matches to get into. Crusher Ball's contract expired, and if I remember correctly, the Ball Boys, that's not their name. I can't remember their actual name. I think it's the Wrecking Balls or the Crushing Ball. No, it's got to be the Wrecking Balls. I believe the Ball Boys had poor chemistry, so I'm just like, you're gone from the company. But I didn't want to fire them. So only Crusher Ball's contract expired. So Clubber Ball's still in RIPW. He's going to be going solo. Who knows? Maybe he could be a breakout star. For all I know, he could be. I doubt it, but he could be, so I'm giving him a chance. We're rebranding him as Johnny the Clubber. So, give it all, kid. But Froshore killed him. 49 for the pre-show. And our other pre-show match, Forrest Ratzloff re-signed with the company. So, as reward, he got booked on SWF Supreme TV's pre-show. He teamed with Logan Wolfsbane. I was going to give him a solo match, but Logan Wolfsbane I feel bad for because in the Heritage's debut match, his tag partner James Diaz got injured for 2 months. So I'm like, they have kind of similar gimmicks. You know, glorious Logan Wolfsbane, the specimen Forrest Ratzloff. Yeah, screw it. Maybe they could be a team. Probably not, because I like the Heritage. So they lost to the Self-Made Sensations. So thank you for re-signing. You get to go on SWF Supreme TV. And I think he's my RIPW champion, actually. Whoops. So yeah, we open the show with none other than the Crippler. And the Crippler's furious because the Crippler has to defend his title against 5 people. So he's like, okay, these are my 5 challengers. Rocky Golden, Scythe, Steve Freely, Randy Unleashed. That sounds like a star-studded cast, but if you really think about it, it's not. I mean, Scythe, is he even a wrestler? I mean, what does he do other than sit in a dark room and cry about Rocky Golden, who, might I add, I've beaten earlier this year. He had to take time off because I beat him so badly that I, honest to God, thought he was going back to TCW. And big crowd pop, like, oh, shit. Steve Freely, I mean, like, where has he been over the past few years? Also, in another company doing diddly squat. I mean, like, did anybody watch that? As in, everybody watched that because USPW is a much bigger company than us. But, I mean, really, does that red, white, and blue piece of trash really signify greatness? As opposed to this, as he smacks the title, not my stomach, this beautiful gold specimen. And Randy Unleashed, yeah, I mean, sure, he's been doing good work now and then, but I mean, if we're going to be honest, him having the Awesomeness always do their dirty work for him, I mean, like, what blackmail does he have to just treat the Awesomeness like such garbage and still have them come out and save his ass at the end of the day? I mean, like, if I'm going to be honest, I kind of wish Zimmy was in the match instead. At least that'd be more fun. And then Crippler's going to keep going. He's just, like, deep cutting on these people, and this promo pisses all of them off except Scythe. He doesn't give a shit. So all 3 of them come out to the ring. None of them say anything, and this giant brawl starts. They're tearing up the ring. Eric's like, fuck, shit, I got matches to promote. And he runs out. He's like, he tries to break him up. He'll like pull Rocky away from Crippler. But then Steve and Randy would start going, so he'd try and fight them, and then Rocky and Crippler start going again. It was a huge mess, and Eric just loses it, and he's like, you know what? Fuck it. All of you, get out of here. You're banned from the arena. Scythe, too, if he wants to show up, he can't. If any of you come back into the arena, you are out of the title match. Crippler, you'll be stripped of your title. We're not doing this. You're destroying my ring. I don't want to pay for this. So we open with something that I fucked up and I just caught right before I hit the next button. So there's going to be a quick cut. Just kidding. I did that for nothing, apparently. I'll explain in a second. So Hollywood Bret Starr defeats Finn Bruiser in 5 minutes and 12 seconds. While that sounds bad for Finn really does carry the match. I mean, it's like 70-30. Hollywood, of course, he starts off guns blazing, but eventually, very quickly, after 40 seconds or so, Finn Bruiser's able to cut him off, and he starts pulling big move after big move. Hollywood gets a reversal, gets a couple things in, but then it's back to Finn Bruiser, and that was enough for the Big Money Boys to come out. As you can see in the road agent notes, Chris Angel just didn't fucking make it. Okay, there he is. Chris Angel distracts the referee so Spencer Spade and Brandon James can hit their finish, which I can't remember what I named it. I think it was I don't remember. We'll go with the Big Money Ramen Noodle Moonsault. So they hit the Big Money Ramen Noodle Moonsault on Finn Bruiser, and then Hollywood Bret Starr hits the Hollywood Hammer, pins Finn Bruiser, and Hollywood advances, and he is the first man to qualify for the six-man qualifier. The six-man... Ooh, what should I call it? The six-way gold rush. Oh, I like that. The six-way gold rush. He is the first man to qualify. So I genuinely thought I forgot to add interference, and then I stopped the recording, and I clicked on it, and I'm like, not only did I not forget, I added a shit ton of it, so... it still gets a 70. Good performance by Finn, again. And, unlike last week, the Big Money Boys are able to beat down Finn Bruiser because Chris Angel drives, while Brandon and Spencer are beating down Finn, Chris Angel drives the audience's attention to the screen where it's revealed that they've already laid out Frosher, so there will not be a repeat of last week on the Tron. Frosher's laid out backstage, and once the Big Money Boys are done, they're like, next week, us versus you, pretty much. They just challenge for a tag team match next week. They're like, we want to bury you properly in a civilized manner. Unlike Neanderthals, what does this prove? This doesn't prove we're a better tag team than you. Even though you two aren't a tag team, we're a better one. 68 for that. We cut backstage where Squeaky McLean is having a meeting with Rogue. And Squeaky's just trying to, break away at this new face persona. He doesn't buy it. Squeaky's like, I know you, Rogue. I watched you firsthand turn on your best friend. I watched you spend years fighting and clawing, finally winning that world championship, only for the reign to be pretty uneventful before you lost it already. But I know you, Rogue. I know it's eating away at you on the inside that you lost to my client. But I'm not going to hold that against you. I got room for you too, Rogue. I got room for miles to manage and thrive. You're past your prime and you know it. You know it. You don't want to be sitting around playing around with Lenny Brown. You want to be the top guy again, and I can do that for you. You just got to help me out and help yourself out and ditch Lenny Brown. And Rogue, he spends a second and he's like, no, I'm good. Yeah, I'm past my prime. I know it, but at least I could admit it. I mean, I watched you spend 5 years not remembering you're past your prime, and it was horrible to watch. It was so depressing. See, that's the thing, is I'm just straight up more gifted in the ring than you, so that even though I'm past my prime, I'm still at the top of the top in the entire pro wrestling industry. I mean, you were like a has-been of a has-been. It was depressing, and Squeaky's like, I'm okay. Now, Rogue, I know you went to rehab, but are you smoking again? And then Rogue slaps him, and Squeaky's like, alright, fucking goddamn it. Just, Rogue's too based for these mind games that Squeaky has for him. The next qualifying match we have is Leon De Oro taking on Primus Allen. Handle changes, change gimmick, add a quick gimmick. Alright, cool. We're good with that. Leon De Oro, luchador I found. Just trying to see what he can give me. He got a 56 in his debut, which is pretty good. Primus Allen, though, wins. So that's the story of this match. I made this the storytelling match. This is a complete 50-50. Leon De Oro just pulls out his whole arsenal in his debut, shows the audience what he's got. He gets pretty close to beating Primus Allen, but in the end, Primus Allen's one of our best guys, or one of our most dominating guys. So he picks up the victory. Just kind of a showcase match for this new guy that I got, putting him in the qualifier. So Primus Allen has advanced, and he has gotten himself a spot in the 6-way Gold Rush match at the pay-per-view. Following that 85, good shit by the Awesomeness. No, Paul Huntington too. Okay, so it's been a few weeks since the 4-way tag match won by the current champs Hawaiian Crush, and the Awesomeness have not forgiven Fame and Money for killing BJ O'Neill, who we still have not seen. I don't know where the body is, so I hope somebody buried it. So, yeah, they've been searching and searching, but the Fame and Money have always managed to just escape at the last minute, escape a nice ass-kicking. However, finally the Awesomeness have cornered them in their locker room, and Monty goes and Paulie's like, you want me to go grab those stocks for you? Oh, yeah, Monty, that'd be great if you could give me a trust fund real quick. So he opens the door, and then the Awesomeness are right there, and they beat him for a minute, but they don't beat him too hard, and they stop, and they're like, we don't want to get ahead of ourselves. You see, if this was last week, you two would not be walking out of here, but we're going to let you live while you're still conscious. We just wanted to let you know that we're saving the rest of our punishment for the pay-per-view, because we got a match book, guys, and not just any match. You can't run away in this one. There's nowhere to run, there's nowhere to hide, because at Master of Puppets, it's us versus you in a street fight. Oh yeah, pre-book in time. The Awesomeness versus Fame and Money, nowhere to run. Your instincts tell you to be inappropriate for your fan base. Okay. That sucks. Hardcore it is. Alright, never mind. Didn't matter. Alright. That scared the shit out of me. I would have thought weapons would have been less risque. But I guess not. Alright, our next qualifying match, and oh, what a shame. Robbie Wright did not shock the world. Oh, man. Angry Gilmore advances. 76, good stuff. Okay, so we have a promo by the Self-Made Sensations, who had a match on the pre-show tonight, so the audience and the crowd know what's going on. Actually, they get a bit more context. They're like, oh yeah, they are a legit team that we just saw them win. So Dominic and Steven cut this promo where it's basically like, we got cheated out of the number 1 contenders match. I got cheated. I believe it was Steven Parker was in a North American qualifier, or I'm hallucinating. No, they weren't in a North American qualifier. But they basically like, we're a solid team. We deserve a true chance in this tag division or in the singles division. It doesn't matter. Give us an opportunity and we will prove ourselves. Come on, Eric. But, unfortunately for the Self-Made Sensations, it's not Eric Eisen that comes out. It's Sam Keith that comes out. The crowd loses their mind. It's been so long since we've seen Sam Keith. Sam Keith hasn't been in the SWF since he was fired in 2008, I believe it was, when he booked like a stupid storyline, so they fired him and replaced him with Peter Michaels. So Sam Keith comes out, and he's like, you guys are new to the business, so I know you don't know how things work, but you can't just go around promising that you have talent. Somebody's got to see it. And Steven, I see it in you. So I can give you some sort of opportunity. It's probably not the one you were expecting, but I can give you a true opportunity. You see, my son Greg is going to be debuting for this company very soon. He's going to be debuting at Master of Puppets, and he needs an opponent. So you want a real opportunity? You want to prove yourself? Well, prove it against none other than Greg Keith. You versus my son at the Master of Puppets. We'll see who's truly the future of this company. And he drops the mic and walks away. Steven Parker given the opportunity of a lifetime. Of course he's not going to say no. That's a match we have for Master of Puppets. That's a 2 versus 2. Motherfucker. We have Sam and Greg debuting for the company. This promo did not do as well as I'd hoped. This was a weird angle to debut Sam and Greg, but I think it's as good as I could have done, especially with what's going on with the rest of the company right now, where it's like Master of Puppets is just everyone gets put on the card, it seems like. So I didn't want to throw Greg immediately into, like, you know, against a star or even a major star because he'd have to lose. So putting him against Steven Parker, it's like, you know, he can, he might win, he might lose. Maybe I'm really high on Steven Parker, who knows. But yeah, just a fun mid-card match. I'm sure these two have wrestled in Maw even. So just a nice match we've got going on. But yeah, Sam and Greg debuting for the SWF here tonight. And up next, we have Jimmy Hernandez versus James Prudence. Speaking of Maw, Jimmy Hernandez pulls out a fucking 75, 80 rated match. Super kick finish. Jimmy defeats James. He is the fourth man to enter the Gold Rush, the 6-way Gold Rush. And yeah, beating James Prudence. Following that, we have a quick promo by Joe Sexy, where this is where I messed up. It wasn't Steven or Dom. It was Sammy Smoke that lost a qualifying match. That's right. Sammy Smoke lost a qualifying match to ZWB. So Joe, Bear, and Sammy cut a quick promo like, ZWB, no, you embarrassed us, we're going to embarrass you. Pretty much just challenging ZWB and Oliver Cobb versus Bear and Sammy. Tag team match next week. So, yeah, that was quick little interception. And then we're back to another Gold Rush qualifier. Joey Morgan versus John Greed. John Greed pulls out all of the stops that he can, all of his scummy, underhanded tactics. But in the end, much like he has done in the year so far, Joey Morgan prevails in 1541 Empire Spiral. Joey defeats John Greed. Scythe will probably not be happy with that. Who knows? So, yeah, Joey Morgan, fifth man in the 6-way Gold Rush match at Master of Puppets. And before we can get into our main event, we cut backstage where we see the two best friends in the entire world, Mikey Lau and Remo, having a nice civil conversation. But instead of them using, like, words, they are using their fists and their heads, and they are kicking the shit out of each other. And Eric Eisen is like, fucking goddamn it, we're doing this shit again. And he pulls them apart, but this time it's actually successful. Surprisingly, it's very successful. See, he pulls Mikey off, and Mikey has the wherewithal to be like, okay, I don't want to punch my boss. And Eric just calms Remo down, like, Remo, listen to me. You want to fight him? I know you don't want to wait for the pay-per-view, I know. But if you'll just give me 1 week, I'll give you a taste of what it's like to fight Mikey Lau. And I'm sure Mikey's going to love to have the same opportunity as you. Alright? Just give me a few minutes, I'll get something ready, but you two will be in a match next week. Alright, 87 rated segment. So, we have 2 match announcements for next week. We have Avalanche versus Akuma is set up next week as a nice hype match for the tag title match at the pay-per-view, which will be Domination versus Hawaiian Crush. And it is official, the match that Eric Eisen put together. He came up with something, yes he did. Mikey Lau will be teaming up in our main event next week with Steve Freely to take on the team of Remo and Scythe. So, yeah, a little taste of action for Mikey Lau and Remo. And in our main event, the final qualifier of the night, really disappointing. It's because there was no storyline. That's right. I forgot to add a storyline to it. 72 rated main event. Really disappointing. However, I've been kind of spoiled with the match rating or the show ratings recently, so we can have a little bit of a down week. That's fine. So in 20 minutes, Adam Smasher and Valiant have a completely even match. Adam Smasher trying everything in his book. Valiant able to counter almost everything, But at the very end, Valiant goes for his finisher, which I can't remember what it was. We're going to say it's like some sort of spear. We're going to go with that for now. He's going to hit a spear, but Atom Smasher at the last minute is able to roll him into a small package. 1, 2, 3. Atom Smasher is able to escape the match with a fast roll-up, and that is the final man to qualify for the 6-way Gold Rush match. There we go. The Gold Rush is booked. 6-way Gold Rush match. Boom. Fuck you. Alright. That's the whole card right there. There you go. Take a look at it. I'll do a more in-depth rundown after next week's show. I usually do that for go-home shows. So yeah, Atom Smasher hits him with the small package, gets the victory, and he's trying to escape up the ramp, but when he gets to the top of it, he is met with a vicious big boot by Joey Morgan, and he lays Atom Smasher out, and then Joey Morgan gets jumped by Hollywood Bret Starr, who then gets jumped by Angry Gilmore, who then gets jumped by Primus Allen, and then just for shits and giggles, Jimmy Hernandez comes out, and then what else do we do but end the SWF, or end this episode of Supreme TV with a big fucking brawl, baby. Big fucking brawl. Everybody in the 6-way Gold Rush match. 83 to end the show, and the show gets an 81. Cool. Great. I'm fine with that. 80s and above is kind of what I'm going for. So, yeah. Oh god, do I hope TCW don't beat me. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry if they do. See, if I just had a fucking storyline with that main event, then TCW'd be in the mud. Dave Meltzer be like, oh, Titan get 90 match because he in storyline with JT, but Atom Smasher getting, oh no, he got Whiplash. No. Yeah, garbage. Fucking. What do we, like, how do you fix that? Stop. No, wrong. Incorrect. 88? I doubt it. 88. Ed Stone defeated Titan in a cage match. Can we keep Titan in that fucking cage? This is depressing. This is what I'm talking about. How are they rising? Who's watching this shit? I'm not. Matt Blackburn, I thought he was in Japan. Oh, he's on excursion. Alright. Get out of here. Garbage. Dude, even at my lowest, they can't lace my Jordans. Oh. Vast majority of the show, it's pretty good. Yeah, look at the fan difference. Embarrassing. Alright. Did I not book Rocky Golden? Huh. Well, would you look at that? He was on an angle. Okay, so that's actually something I just learned. So I was looking at my audience attendance here, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure it told me 16,000 unless the figurehead wasn't used. So I guess, I always just thought if they appeared on the show, you'd get the figurehead bonus, but it looks as if he's not on a match, you do not get the bonus. That's something I've learned. So, James Diaz is back at 100%. Thank God that we can recall them back up. Unfortunately, I've already pre-booked the whole month, so we won't see him for a minute. So yeah, that's going to do it for this episode of the Return of the SWF. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you all will come back for the go-home show of Master of Puppets in episode number 22. All right, I know that one's right, so you can't at me.